let's move on to the next section, the one I'm dreading, the Packers and Bears talk. Dave, go ahead. Just go ahead, Dave.
Dave, you can talk as much as you want.
Yeah, man. I don't even think I have it in me to talk about that game right now. So go ahead, Dave.
Special teams matter. Special teams is what can turn the tide, even
They're
when you
very
think
special.
you're getting even when you're just got your butt kicked 13-0, when you just gave up 180 yards on the first 3 drives. Special teams comes out. It's a little bit of momentum, but still, it got in. You were worried that, on that last drive and in overtime that it would be in the kicker's head that, oh God, this one's going to get blocked again. I don't recall the last time I saw an extra point get blocked in return for 2.
It's been years.
Yeah.
I turned on the game and I'm like, how the hell did they get a safety?
It doesn't even happen in video games. Like, it's just such a rare thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the way it got blocked, and then like even in the Cleveland game, it got blocked and it just shot backwards and it went right to the Cleveland guy. And in this one, he blocks it and it bounces perfectly to a Dallas defender. And he's like, cool, thanks. And he just runs it. And it's just like, not only did it get blocked, but both times it bounced right to one of their guys, like perfectly. And I'm just like, yeah, man, like our special teams are just absolutely cursed. They're just cursed.
And don't get me wrong, the Dallas kicker, he's a bit of a unicorn. Nobody can kick like him, distance-wise or as far as the accuracy. For the new exciting kickoff, whatever, him pinning, and it's weird. It feels weird to say pinning Green Bay back at the 20 when that just used to be.
But he did. No, that's huge.
But he did. Yeah, like nobody else is able to do it quite like him. There's maybe 3 other teams that can be kind of good at it, but not at his level. He is a distinct advantage at the Cowboys.
Well, I thought it was really smart of him as well, but by the 3rd time he did it and the Packers didn't anticipate it or make any adjustments at all, I was like, okay, he's trying this out against our special teams because he knows they're trash. Because he hasn't done this against other teams. You see what I'm saying? Because they might adjust, run up, catch it closer, and then get a ton of yards. Our special teams are like, oh God, please don't explode. Like, I'm just going to catch the ball and make sure that it doesn't turn into a touchdown for them, because that's the best that I can hope for. Because
we're one step above the Steelers. At least we can do that.
So not only did he get to test it out against us, he got to test it out again and again and again, and we didn't make any adjustments whatsoever because, if we do make an adjustments on special teams, it somehow gets worse.
There's something we should know about special teams. We keep on getting pissed at Rick Bisaccia, who is the special teams coach, but LaFleur decides what players he's allowed to bring on special teams. So, Luke Musgrave being there, and this is the thing. In the beginning of the game and other games, they were putting in backups. Like Elton Jenkins is not on that team. As soon as Luke Musgrave just decided not to block 2 guys and just let him run right past him, they switched and started putting as many starters as possible on the kick unit because they're like, oh, maybe that's important. So as much as Rich Bisaccia gets a lot of heat, LaFleur probably should be taking even more heat because he needs to oversee that and make sure. Especially after we already had that happen against the Browns, dude.
Dude, seriously. I said it in the video I made last night, in the reaction video, that like when we got Rich Bisaccia, who was probably one of the highest, candidates for.
He's the highest paid special teams coordinator.
He was rated or at least respected as one of the best. And we've gotten better on special teams, and we're still one of the worst. That's how bad it was before Bisaccia. We were an embarrassment, but we were an embarrassment to embarrassments before he even got there. So that's on LaFleur. He obviously doesn't think special teams are important. And I can tell you right now, every single Super Bowl winner that I can remember has had a pretty damn good special teams unit. So if you don't think that's important, maybe you're not paying attention to the NFL, because those Chiefs teams had great special teams. Eagles had great special teams plays last year. The Patriots in the 2000s always had amazing special teams, right? Okay. So like special teams are a huge game decider when games are close. And when your special teams are trash, it's your own damn fault, LaFleur. It's your fault. Figure it out. No,
I wonder if they'll bring up Mecole Hardman from the practice squad, because he's like a tried and true kick and punt returner that like kind of knows what he's doing. So they might just say, hey, we need to like.
I would like to see that, because Golden's little catch spin where he got smacked.
I'm proud of him. Awful.
I'm proud of him for not fumbling. I'm proud of him for not fumbling, but like I do not like him back there. I do not like him back there.
On Good Morning Football, right when they show that highlight, they said on kick and punt returns, never hit the circle button.
Yeah,
Don't hit the
seriously.
circle
Yeah,
button.
It was a
that is
perfect
an
example.
excellent
of how
He turned around
Packers-
And
then
I've
boom,
done that in
that's
Madden,
what
and I
happens in
have
Madden.
gotten smashed. Yeah, that's true. That's 100%
but it's a
true.
perfect metaphor for how the Packers play the game. They're just like, let me do this cool move, and then they just smash in the face. Yeah.
No, Golden really wanted to make a play. He did. That's why when he got that one ball, he tried to run it back around like he was in Madden, right? Which does not work.
Yeah,
in the
he's
NFL.
trying to look cool and make
Yeah,
big
he was
plays.
back home in Texas. Dude wants the ball. I get it. He's a rookie. He's excited. He really wants to get the ball. He's slowly working his way into his offense. He's just got to be a little patient. The Packers are not the type of team that takes a rookie receiver and just throws to them like they're Puka Nacua. Do you know what I mean? We don't do that. Like, you work your way into it. You work your way.
One day
up the
Matthew
depth
Golden
chart.
could maybe touch
Yeah.
Puka
Well,
Nacua.
yeah, so-
second on the team in targets was 6.
No, he was. And that's what I'm saying.
And
It's like
he
he's
caught 5 of them
slowly
for 58. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
that
and every
fourth down
single
catch.
game he's getting a few more and a few more and a few more touches. So he just needs to be patient. But I think
Matthew
he really
Golden has a great hands and speed, but the rest
Yes.
of his decision making and stuff where you have to.
yeah, he'll
work it
get
out.
there, dude.
But
I'm not
part of
worried
it-
about him.
The tough part about that is he had 5 catches for 58 yards. His longest was 46.
Because Dave,
So his
three of
others
those
were 4 for 12. Yeah.
3 of those were screens because
Yeah.
they were just throwing
Behind
those
line
quick
of scrimmage,
screens,
so you like
which
lost
don't
yards.
work that great because even though the first 2 guys will block, he's got 1 or 2 guys there ready to tackle him. And he's not a running back. Like, he's not the type of wide receiver that misses a bunch of tackles. I've noticed he'll miss like 1, but then he gets tackled after 3 or 4 yards. So
That's
yeah,
what,
I
if you're
don't
going to
really
do
like
a wide
those.
receiver screen, do what Alabama did on Saturday. Throw a big
Good.
fat bastard out there. I think he looked like a D lineman. I only saw the highlights.
Yep.
I didn't look at it too closely.
Yep.
Big fat bastard. He caught the ball and he's just rolling over DBs. Even if they're
Dude.
NFL DBs, you're going to get 5-10 yards.
I
just love
100%
that
agree with you because you should throw it to that fat bastard once and then fake it to him, and then the guys pretend like they're blocking and go deep. You know, when everyone comes up to tackle the fat guy, right? Like, yeah, be creative. I would love to see like I don't know, like Colby Wooden catch a pass out there. or
Oh,
something
that'd be
like that.
fun.
One of our D tackles. Yeah, that would be great. So,
Or you can just throw
yeah.
it to Tucker Kraft and he'll run guys over. They barely threw it to him all
Dude,
day.
the
Like,
only person I want to see get screen passes is either Jacobs or Kraft. That's it. Stop throwing them to wide receivers. Like, stop it. Stop it, LaFleur. You're overdoing it to the point where everybody knows it's going to happen now. It's not like a secret. You throw like 6 or 7 a game. So,
But
yeah.
I do also want to highlight one. There was another good spot in there. Jacobs, he's a man. He made some great runs. He helped to save them in the second half. But
Yep.
Emmanuel Wilson, he's just fun to watch.
Yeah, he
So
runs
if
really
anything-
hard.
Yeah, 8 carries, 44 yards. He looked great last year. He looks great again this year. He doesn't get enough attention, but I just want to throw a little bit of love. Wilson's a fantastic running back.
Yeah, I really like him as a backup. And you know what's funny is he barely got any touches until this week. He must have been like nicked up or something.
It's because Brooks is such a good pass blocker.
Yeah, that's true. Brooks
That's
is a
what,
good
and
pass
Brooks is
blocker.
pretty good, decent runner too. So like they put him in there all the time.
Yeah, but Wilson, as far as like when he runs the ball, like I have a lot of faith in him to get 3 or 4
Mhm.
yards because he runs tough and he's pretty quick. So
Brooks literally can block defensive tackles. Like that's how he good at it. He's like
Yeah.
elite level pass blocker.
yeah,
and
Brooks
sometimes
is
they
like
need
a
that.
small fullback. So like
Yeah.
you know, like
And
he's
because
almost like a
offensive
throwback.
line's terrible, they need him in the game a lot.
Yeah, just put him right behind Jenkins. And you know, honestly, dude, like the Packers offense was great. Jordan Love, I think, made only one mistake that whole game because I don't blame the fumble on him. He's, you know,
Right.
his pocket presence is actually pretty good. And you know, he just reaches back and the defensive lineman just gets a hand on his arm, ball comes out. Of course, we don't recover it because we never recover fumbles. So like I don't blame him for that. He had 0 picks. I don't think he had a single pass that was like off target by more than like a little bit, right? Like all of his passes were on target.
Yep.
He made a really good run on a 3rd down that helped us on a drive that was like 3rd and 9, and he just got the first
broke
down.
an
He
arm
made that play
tackle,
to
yeah.
Jacobs. Both passes to Dobbs all 3 passes to Dobbs in the end zone were like right in the exact right spot
Right.
you want them to be. Those were all fucking perfect dots. The one he threw to Golden to start the game was a really good throw. I thought Golden, I don't know why he fell over, but he fell over.
Also, that
untouched.
4th down at near the end of the game was
Yes.
perfect because it was low enough where no one
Yes.
could bat it down or whatever.
Yes.
And Golden just
Yep, absolutely. You're right. That was a really good throw. I forgot about that. We converted a 4th down. So I thought Jordan Love had like basically an A game, almost an A plus. The only thing that I would take away from Jordan Love is and in the last drive of the game where we seemed like we didn't want to get a touchdown, and he threw. And again, I'm not saying we actually did that. I don't like how they weren't running to the line and they didn't. I don't like how they were taking time off the clock. Like, who gives a shit? I know you want time to come off.
Let them have 20 seconds on the clock with whatever.
The touchdown is more important than the clock.
Because we'll get by 4.
Yes, we screwed ourselves where we got one shot at the end zone because we're worried about time management when we're already losing. It's not like it was already a tie. We were already down by 3. Clock management is secondary to scoring, and it seemed like clock management was the principal thing on that drive. So when he throws go ahead, Dave.
Yeah, if you assume that you're going to get the touchdown on that drive, if you're pushing for that touchdown, you don't give a damn because Dallas can't go and kick another field goal if they get
It doesn't matter if Aubrey kicks an 85-yarder. If you've got 3.5 minutes left, even if you score with 1.5 minutes and Dallas goes and scores a touchdown, it is what it is. Like,
plus, there's like a 30% chance we get the field goal blocked. So, like, you know what I mean? Get it in the end zone.
Yeah, dude, no shit. So the only thing that I think that he was a little bit off is when he threw that pass to the running back, because he was getting pressure. He threw a dump off, and it's like, dude, at that point, just sail it into the second row. Like, throw it at the running back so you don't get intentional grounding, but sail it into the second row so that we stop the clock, because that cost us about 10 seconds. Yeah. And again, that 10 seconds would have been big, because the rest of the drive, we were basically running down the clock, and I do not like that mentality. I 100% blame Matt LaFleur for not telling them, just go fucking score, fuck the clock. Like, if we take off more time, great, but go fucking score a touchdown. And other than that, I'd honestly say almost A+. Like, that was one of the best games I've seen Jordan Love play. Again, it's against a terrible defense, but defense terrible or not, where he put the ball, where he decided to throw the ball, and his accuracy on the balls were really, really good in that game.
Especially since the offensive line was just getting their butts kicked, though
they were, but they weren't. I mean, there's always going to be pressure.
But they were getting pushed into his face. He couldn't step up in the pocket very well. It was uncomfortable for him the whole night.
And I'll give Kenny Clark credit. Like, Kenny Clark, which is what he does, he pushes the pocket. He doesn't get any sacks, but Kenny Clark was pushing the pocket back. He knows Elton
But
Jenkins,
the whole defensive line was. The offensive line just kept retreating and getting pushed.
Again, I don't think the offensive line was terrible in this game. I would say that they were below what we've seen because they've always been good, but I would not say the offensive line was terrible. But again, when they did make mistakes or when there was pressure, Love pretty much made the right move almost every time.
Part of it is because they did so many screen passes and moved Love around to do all this stuff is to negate that. If he had been in the pocket every play, he probably would have been sacked like 5 times.
Yeah. Well, his pressure rate wasn't that bad. But either way, Romeo Dobbs, bobblehead, which I think is a great nickname for Romeo Dobbs. Dobbs. Baba Dobbs.
Now, can we talk about a team that knows how to win?
Yeah, we definitely can.
The Raiders? No. I mean, the fact that Gino tried to lose that game by 20 points and you guys barely pulled it out was pretty remarkable. I do have to say that.
But you also have to remember, this is the Bears. Last year, we had a lot of games where we were in it in the fourth quarter and we managed to lose it at the very end. We managed to choke it away. So, and it's totally justified. We got 2 interceptions and a fumble in the first half. Our offense only turned it into 6 points.
Yeah, that's
our offense sputtered. DeAndre said 14 carries, 38 yards, less than 3 yards to carry again. At this point, I don't see why don't we just try Roschon Johnson and Monangai, because Swift can't do squat.
Yeah,
maybe he's a pass blocker, but he's not getting anything done. And then we gave up 240 rushing yards. It's nice to see Ashton Genty finally had the breakout game everyone expected. Raheem Mostert got 4 carries for 62 yards.
Yeah,
so it looked like the Mostert from 2 years ago. So our rush defense stunk. Geno Smith handed us the game, but man, just out there, Max Crosby looked like a beast. He single-handedly tried to take over that game, and he almost did. And even Caleb had to say he is by far the best player I have played against in my NFL career.
Wow,
he messed stuff up, but it was nice to see. It was just nice to see Chicago when we came back, got the go ahead, and then the Raiders, they came down and we were able to block it for once.
Yeah, and you guys blocked a field goal to win that game too, which is crazy, right? Like that actually is crazy. Another field goal block. So so
special teams matter.
Yeah, dude, exactly. Special teams won, I think, 6 games this year now, right? With either blocks or like turnovers.
Oh,
or
yeah,
whatever.
at least 6 games, I think.
Yeah, that's a huge amount. That's a huge amount. And so the Bears, Caleb had 37 passes for 212 yards. Their total yards per play was at one point in the game 2.8 yards until they got like a couple big plays at the end. So they did get better at the end, which is a positive sign if you're a Bears fan. But yeah, Max Crosby was owning the entire Bears offense, which is kind of weird. And then they did end up coming through with they made their field goal. They blocked the other one. So yeah, good job, Bears. 2-2. Somehow behind us in the standings, but I don't.
We have as many wins as you, but we didn't kiss our sister. So
no, you did
we
not.
didn't get a tie.
No, you just kiss your grandma every single year, which is okay, I guess.
Yeah, PFF grades were not very good for the Bears. They were pretty.
They were awful, dude. If you watched the
ugly.
game, the Bears were disgusting in that game.
Oh, yeah.
Gino gave it to them. The Raiders should have been up by 20 points at halftime. It should have been a blowout, but Gino kept screwing it up. And then the Bears pass defense, to their credit, though, I thought did a pretty good job. I thought the Bears pass defense.
And Ashton Jeanty did have his breakout game. He scored pretty well, rated high.
I mean, the Raiders ran for, what was it, Dave? 267 in that game?
240 yards. They averaged 7.7 yards per carry.
Wow. Dude. Okay.
That's not good.
But it's Chip Kelly. What does he like to do? He likes to run the ball, and he doesn't know how to call a passing game. That was his problem with the Eagles before. That's what he did in college. And so Geno Smith, he was good when he had a coordinator that knew how to play to his strengths. Chip Kelly is the classic coach where you got to play my scheme, and Geno isn't a fit. Chip Kelly is not a good coach. He is a very scheme specific. McVay adjusted their offense. McVay adjusted their offense to the strengths of their team. Chip Kelly is the opposite type. So
you know, what else I saw, Dave, that I liked is I actually saw Kyle Monangai get a couple rushes, and he got stuffed on 2, but there was one where he looked really quick and dynamic, like out of the backfield. I hope he starts getting more carries from Swift, because Swift, as good as he is, he's so good at straight line speed, but I don't think he's as good at like side to side quickness as Monangai is. And I'd like to see Monangai get a couple more.
Yeah, he had a 70 PFF grade.
Monangai did?
Yeah, the best on the team by far.
Yeah, he had 2 good
Swift
runs.
is an athlete. He's not a running back.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
He's more of a track star. He doesn't know how to read. He doesn't know how to read blocks. He doesn't know how to set up blocks. Right. He's just
Yeah, no, he's still, I mean, he's good, but he's just, I think that's a good way to put it is like I said, he's straight line speed. He's not quickness side to side, which is really what you want out of a running back. Like straight line speed on a running back is much less important than quickness, I feel like. And
because what's Bijan's selling card? It isn't quick. It isn't straight line quickness. It's watching him dance around and
boom, 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 boom. Yeah, he's like modern day Barry Sanders. Not quite as good as Barry, but Barry was the man.
There never will be.
But dude, Bijan just makes people miss without trying it. He makes it look easy. Like that's why he is so good. That's why he had 170 total yards again. I think this week combined yards 170 for Bijan. Yeah, he's next level, man. From Tucson, where I live. Shout out to Bijan, Tucson native, man. So yeah, he's dope, dude. He's really really good. But yeah, no, the Bears. I mean, that's 2 weeks in a row they pulled it out against poor competition. So I hope that they continue to win against the poor teams, like I said, Dave, because I want them to win about 7 or 8 games. We don't want you getting too good of a draft pick, though. Okay, so I'm actually glad.
And then we're not going to have anything to talk about in this segment next week because both of our teams are on bye. But then the week after, we get our annual Commanders game.
Yeah, you can call them the Redskins. We're not, Doug. You stop calling them the Redskins. Dave can do
it. even hype stopped calling them that. So
yeah. You know what's funny is since we won't have Packers Bear talk, we'll do a fun segment next week. We'll do so. Oh, you know what we were talking about? Remember, Dave? Like which coordinators?
I love talking about the Packers the last 2 weeks. What are you talking about?
No. I'm saying when they're both on a bye. Maybe next week we do the coordinator thing where we say, hey, these are the next coordinators that'll be head coaches or something like that. Right?
I think that'd be fun. Yeah.
Yeah, that is kind of fun. Like shout out some of the coordinators that maybe don't get enough love. So, all right. Well, cool. I mean, I think this was a pretty good show. I'm in a much better mood than I thought I would be after talking about that Packers game. But guys, it's only week 4. Like, that's why I'm not freaking out. Like when I think about the Ravens being 1-3, Like, I know the Ravens are a good team. I know the Ravens are going to be there at the end of the year. I know the Packers are a good team. I know they're going to be there at the end of the year. Like, they're going to be in the mix. So it's just kind of a hard 2 weeks. The Bears are definitely looking better. And hey, the Vikings lost. So at least we can all be happy about that. And we can send Aaron Rodgers a birthday card or something. So any final thoughts, guys, on this show?
It's week 4, and people often say the first 4 weeks of the season are kind of like a mirage before teams really get their stuff together, like the Saints did last year, right? Didn't they go on a big run? But my real thought though is a lot of that is coaching. Like if you saw the first week of the season where like, you know, you have your installs and everything, but you're just kind of like just going in there raw. The Packers looked amazing. We have really good talent. So really, if they can't figure it out, it's LaFleur's fault. So he needs to get his act together.
Oh yeah, there's an article that The Athletic came out with last week where they talked to front offices and said, who do you rank as far as the best front offices out there? And so me and a friend were talking about, okay, where are the Packers with regards to the Chiefs? Do you really think the Chiefs are better? And that's just a straight no. The Chiefs are coaching. There's some teams where it's straight up coaching. Green Bay, you have a great GM. The coach needs to step up. The coach needs to be more aggressive. The Chiefs, I was saying in the offseason looking to see what they did with Worthy and Rice, and now they're getting their pieces together. Granted, it's not the classic Ravens defense, but I think they're going to start to put the pedal on the metal once it gets in pieces. The Chiefs might be waking up over the next 2 weeks, so it's going to be fun to watch because they don't have a running game.
Right. And we even said when they were 0-2, like they're still making the playoffs. Like there's no doubts, right? So we knew they'd be good. And I still think the Ravens are going to make the playoffs at 1-3 because the Bengals are imploding as we speak. They just look awful, right? We know the Browns stink. And as good as Pittsburgh is right now, 3-1, Pittsburgh's schedule gets a lot harder. Pittsburgh has had a bit of a cupcake schedule to start the year. So I don't think Pittsburgh's winning 10 games. I still don't think Pittsburgh's winning 10 games.
And they're old. They're going to start having injuries, and it's going to be.
So I still think the Ravens got that division locked up. I think the Chiefs. I mean, the Chargers looked invincible. They just lost today. The Chiefs have a chance to win their division. I mean, other than Buffalo, I think every division is up for grabs right now. Literally every single division is up for grabs except for the NFC East. I just unless something crazy happens, And
those are the last 2 undefeated teams right now. After only 4 weeks, we only have 2 undefeateds now. We had 6.
Oh wow!
Before
yesterday.
That's
crazy. Yeah. That's a good point. That is a good point. Yeah. So there's only 2. So it's the Bills and the Eagles, right? That's it.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Interesting.
But on the opposite end, we only have 3 teams without a win.
So, well, I'd honestly say maybe the NFC East isn't really up for grabs. I don't see the Commanders getting there. Maybe they could, but I doubt it. I think the 2 East, the Easts are figured out. Everybody else is still kind of like, we'll see what happens. So, but yikes, the Bengals, not so good. Not so good right now. Come on, Browning. Anyway, all right. Well, it was a fun show. Thanks for making me feel better about the what was it called? Oh, yeah, a fucking tie.